Evening, gents. I don't know if, Josh, I think you know this, but I don't know if you guys know. You wouldn't know. But just got back 2 weeks ago from California, went to Carlsbad, wanted to try some surfing. And I don't know if you guys heard about the shark attack out there.
No.
Yeah, I guess shark took out the left side of this one surfer. So you can understand I was pretty surprised when they said that he was all right.
Is it a true story?
Okay, so truth be told, I spent 4 days trying to surf. My son is 14. He got up and surfed like crazy. This is the most embarrassing thing ever. 4 days. I got up for about 2 seconds. It was demoralizing. And I'm like, I'm done. This is not an activity for me. Give me my mountain bike.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But so anyways, we're surfing out there, and my father-in-law says, "Hey, are you guys looking like for fins?" I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to surf, you know." And he said, "Well, I saw three fins out there. This is not a joke." Yeah, I'm like, and he told me so nonchalantly, like,
were they dolphins or
no? He had binoculars, and he's like looking. He's like, "Yeah, just maybe keep an eye out." I'm like, I'm not going back in the water. So, yeah.
All right, that's totally unrelated to bikes, but I appreciate the joke. That's awesome.
Good job on the 2 seconds, though. That's better than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is a tough sport, hobby, activity, whatever. Man,
I just stay on the stomach.
You just stay on the stomach and just ride it in.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right now, well, it's Friday. Is it
Friday evening. Yes, it is.
My days are all running together, man.
Yep.
Friday night on the MCP Mountain Cog podcast, we've got some very interesting guests with us today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Mike. And I got Paul Thomas here.
Paul can probably over. So Paul was taking a drink
Mike.
of his beer.
One hand washes the other. Good job.
That's all good.
But we are Carbon Fix. We do carbon bike repairs for all bikes. And we've been doing it for about 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whole decade. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, so Josh was on a ride out at Fantasy Island. I was there before or after. I don't know. We both saw the same sign at Carbon Fix.
Yeah.
So Josh reached out and
said, "No, I'd like to hear about how you guys do it and really learn a little bit more." Paul, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I've been riding bikes for 30 years now.
Okay.
So your bike age, we talk about 30 years.
Yeah, bike age,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm 54, real age. Race age, 55. And
What is that? How can you be 55? Is that like the year that you were born or something?
they go by how old you're at the end of the year.
Okay.
Okay.
So started off with duathlon, run bike, like triathlon, but minus the swim and add another run. It used to be a little bit more popular than it is now, or quite a bit more. And then over time, kind of stopped running and rode and continued to ride, and it's a little easier on the body than running.
Yeah, for sure. In the knees. Yeah.
You can. And Mike, how much do you get to ride?
You test ride the bikes. Make sure that he has a 200-meter loop that he does.
The cul-de-sac by my house has some miles on it. That's about it.
Right on.
It's interesting. We were talking earlier. So Mike worked for a company that my company actually bought. Yeah,
It's a small town, that's for sure.
Small town. All right. So I would love, and then in addition to Carbon Fix, Paul, you actually have a bike manufacturing company as well, or a bike brand.
So it's called Squad Cycles, squadcycles.com.
Right on.
By the way, we should probably back up carbonfix.com, carbon-fix.com is our.
And we'll put all this stuff in the show notes for
the links
for our listeners.
So Squad, it's a direct-to-consumer brand.
Okay.
We make road bikes, gravel bikes, and triathlon / time trial bikes.
Okay.
Nice.
So we're based out of, there's just me and Patrice. Patrice Lemieux is in Montreal.
Okay.
So we assemble the bikes there and.
In Canada.
Yep.
Okay. Is it a Canadian-based company or American-based company?
Canadian.
Canadian-based company. Okay. Right on. Very cool.
So yeah, a lot of bikes.
A lot of bike stuff. That's very cool. All right, let's start with Carbon Fix. Would love to hear the story, and maybe Mike, you can start. Love to hear the story about like what's your background in carbon, and then how did you end up getting to the place where you wanted to fix carbon frames?
Yeah. So I went to aviation school back in 2000, and there was a 10-month course. one of those months was composites, and it just sang to me. But so I went out in the industry, 2001, obviously 9/11.
Yep.
Got laid off. Then I went to build UAVs for a private company for about 6 years. My friend and I got to do everything there. We got to build all the fuselages, the wings.
This is all carbon fiber.
Yeah, this is all carbon fiber, fiberglass, Kevlar. So they put us in charge of everything because we had RC plane experience, we had composite experience. So they just let us take the wheel. And I worked there for 6 years, and then we got bought out by a bigger company. And then at that point, you're kind of just a number. So
I do know a little bit about that. Yep.
And I actually got laid off with the original owners of that company. So I was like, okay, I made it.
Yeah.
We made it to the end.
The owners were with you when you got laid off. So that's a good place. Yeah.
So then I started my own shop. And my friend, he used to race sprint cars.
Okay.
And I didn't know what I was doing. Like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I wanted to make or do.
You knew the material, you knew carbon fiber, but you didn't know the application that you wanted to do.
Yeah. So he's like, "Hey, can you make a body kit for my race car?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I did that. Just him being out at the track, people seeing it.
Yeah.
Their minds were blown. They're like, because everything they had was fiberglass. Like these guys are paying $5,000 just to get a titanium bolt kit, to drop 5 pounds on their race car. And
so the race car guys are no different than cyclists. Is that what you're telling me?
Like the same.
We're not dropping pounds. We're dropping ounces or grams. But yeah.
And I come in with these body kits that can just shed 25 pounds off of these cars.
From fiberglass to carbon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, the business just flew in.
No kidding. Just word of mouth.
Yep. And so when I was doing that, I had a guy approach me about a mini sprint car and then a midget, which is like in between a sprint car and a mini sprint. Mm-hmm. And those actually cost more than sprint cars. Mm. And a lot of NASCAR guys race those in the off season, the midgets. So I made a body kit for JJ Yaley, which still races NASCAR today. Okay. And it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's called the Chili Bowl. And he's like, full expenses, just make me a body kit for this car. Sweet. He's like, just come out and I'll pay for everything. Mm-hmm. And so, that led to having the shop, establishing, income. And then a little after that, I met Paul and Matt.
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
We have a mutual friend, Matt Poblowski, which
he was the vice president at.
Yeah. We're not going to name
the drone company,
the small drone company that was acquired in Tucson, Arizona, that anybody can Google and figure out.
Yeah.
So Matt, he's also a cyclist.
Okay.
And so he's one of those guys that has 12 jobs going at all, like real jobs.
Right.
Like, wow, 40 hours a week on each of them. That's a lot. But I think it started off just before I came along, he fixed a bike for him. And I think
you fixed a bike for Matt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
before Paul.
So you're like, hey,
BP.
You're like, I can BP. Is that what it is?
Before Paul.
Yeah, before Paul.
Nice.
BP and AP. Okay. Got it. That's funny. So you're like, hey, Matt damaged his frame. You're like, I can fix that. No problem.
Yeah. Airplane wing, frame. Yeah. We could probably do a frame.
If we're doing airplane wings. Yeah. We can do frames.
So, then at some point I got, involved. So it's Matt, myself and Mike and, I'm the friendly guy. Don't give me the carbon to work on, by the way. That's my show. But just the marketing part in terms of reaching out to different, how we'll get into that later, the different avenues do we find broken frames to fix.
Right.
And so it's fun. It's really pretty simple. I think a lot of times people want it to be more complex, but Well, it is complex.
It's simple because we know what we're doing.
Yeah, I was going to say, because there's a lot of YouTube do-it-yourself carbon repair.
We love those when people do it yourself.
And then you guys get to repair the repair.
Yeah.
The attempted repair.
Yeah.
I tried to fix my iPhone once by a YouTube thing. It's like, oh, Jesus. At the end of fixing the iPhone, I had 3 screws.
Remaining?
Like,
extra parts.
Yeah,
Just take it to the professionals.
Phone didn't work. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys were associated when you had the shop, and that's where you met. And then so you were doing the race car or sprint car type stuff, body kits, and then you slowly.
I made some guitars.
Really looking around, really like bodies,
like electric acoustic.
Okay,
yeah,
very cool.
I'll show you the picture.
So if someone wants something made out of carbon, you figure out a way.
When I had my shop.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
The chemicals associated with the resin to make the molds is very bad for you.
Like breaking bad.
So over time, it started giving me really bad headaches. And I actually developed like a twitch kind of thing.
Really?
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I understand now.
It's gone now. It's gone now. It took like 5 years to get rid of it.
It was because of the chemicals inside that you think was giving you a twitch?
I mean, best respirators you can come up with don't stop that stuff.
Really, the chemicals.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we always ask if you have nicknames. So hold that thought. But was your nickname Twitch by chance, or did you?
No, I hit it pretty well.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't.
Paul or Mike, do you have a nickname?
No, my friend just call me Mikey.
Mikey?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Ever since I've been a kid.
Yeah.
So.
I would like to apologize that your nickname probably is Twitch.
It could be now.
And like there's been several people who come on this podcast and
they stick the nicknames. So sorry, Mikey.
I apologize.
Yeah.
People are asking
Put
for
in
Twitch.
air quotes. Then.
Twitch.
Yeah. Paul, you got any nicknames you want to share?
Yeah, they call me Agent Orange. I have a little Twitch too. No, I'm kidding. No, PT, Paul Thomas. I'm no
PT.
Nothing really.
PT Cruiser.
Yeah, PT Cruiser.
Right
That
on.
one too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very cool.
Right on.
All right. So the Twitch. Continue.
Keep going.
So where were we?
Yeah, you got rid of the shop. You're like,
well, you're leading up to. So here's what I'm interested in. Sorry, man. Let's
bring us back, Josh.
I want to get to the transition from so you met Matt, you met Paul, you fixed a frame, you're doing all kinds of other carbon stuff. How did you kind of end up focusing on frames? How did you make that transition? What did that look like?
So actually, when all that happened, I decided, because every new part somebody wanted made, like I made telescope housings for the U of A, like just so many things. Mm-hmm. And every single one of them needed a new mold. And so before I knew it, my 1,500 square foot shop is down to like 800 square feet.
Because you got molds
everywhere.
Custom molds.
Yeah.
So that's when I just decided, I was like, the bikes don't need a mold. Mm-hmm. And I know what I'm doing with these things. I've done enough of them.
Don't need the crappy chemicals.
Yeah, the overhead.
You can have a much smaller work location. The Twitch.
Yeah. Like I can just work for myself and not have to manage other people doing things.
Yeah.
And I mean, to this day, we've repaired probably 700 plus frames.
No kidding.
I've never needed a second person.
Wow.
Yet. Yeah. I'm like, if you can get me to quit my other job at Amazon, I will, but I bet you can't. Like I bet.
Well, we'll see what happens after this podcast airs.
Yeah. But I mean,
700 frames. That's impressive.
At least.
So are the customers that you have, are they local to like Arizona, Southern Arizona? Or are they all over?
Pretty much all over. Okay. It's easier here. We're a little bit more known here in Tucson, Phoenix. Uh-huh. But, there's a few carbon repair companies out there, and we're not going to refuse business overseas if we're having to do
like a long shipping. It becomes cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but anywhere, we don't discriminate. We'll fix your bike if you're from Maine, Washington, Florida, wherever. So
so if someone wants to get in touch with you, they go on your website or just call you, or what's the best way to do that, and how does that kind of process look like?
Website's fine. Phone number. We're pretty old school.
Nice.
I'm still kind of like a phone guy, so I'm on the phone. And it's interesting, though. There's a lot of people that just simply don't make phone calls anymore.
It's funny, isn't it? Yeah, everything's email now. And
Even us, we rarely communicate via. Every once in a while, I'll be like, we need to actually talk
on the phone. Yeah, 10 minutes.
We've been texting for 3 weeks straight. I want to hear your voice.
Yeah. You learn a lot more if you actually get to talk to somebody. But getting the bike in our possession, that's the biggest thing, is to get the bike in front of us, and then and almost everything's fixable.
That was my question. Like, do they ever show up and you're like, we can't do anything with this?
There's maybe been one or two. But everything, a top tube could be broken in half. He's fixed.
And it's like, you strong, you put your stamp on it, and you trustworthy. And
yeah, like we've seen some really bad Chinese knockoffs before, and just by me looking at it for 2 seconds, I'm like, nope, we're not doing that, because
it'll fail somewhere else.
Because the foundation of the carbon wasn't good to begin with, right?
Yeah,
so
like,
it's like,
we did a really cheap knockoff one time, and it had 4 or 5 brakes on it, and within a week after that guy riding it, it cracked on either side of all of our repairs.
Of your repairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
it was branded as a Willier, but it wasn't a Willier. Villier, however you say it.
Yeah. It was a knockoff.
interesting.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. Like, his bike rides are 100 meters to make sure that sometimes he'll take it around the block, but he doesn't know anything about riding the bikes, but he could tell you everything by cutting into the bike.
Whether or not, what's the quality of this frame.
Right. And what the light ones, with different layerings and how many layers. And he could almost tell which ones are a little more expensive, which ones.
And he was saying, so Mike, I'm pointing around. Mike was telling me that, like, the lighter bikes are basically just less carbon, and there's nothing really structurally, like, there's no real difference other than the fact that they just use less carbon. It makes them lighter. They charge more money.
Yes.
That's all it is. I know there's a lot of engineering that seems to go in with it, as far as like where like you mentioned layering, Paul, like where that layering happens. They talk about like isotropic versus I don't know if we're getting too in the weeds here, the anisotropic. It's a hard word to say. We're like basically like
maybe he'll come work for us, Mike.
Help him, Mike.
No, basically like with aluminum in frames, they only can. They bend like one way as far as rigidity, but carbon, when you start layering it different ways, it can
flex in different areas depending on how you do the layup, the orientation of the layup.
Yeah. So there's woven carbon,
okay,
and then there's unidirectional carbon, which is just like carbon laid out in a straight line. Yep. It's not woven, but they can lay that unidirectional carbon at a 45-degree angle, like on a bias from each other, or they can lay it straight down the frame, and then the next layer can be at a 45, and then the next layer can be straight. So they can do it like that.
Depending on what your goals are of how you're building it?
like where you want the strength of the bike.
What are most bike frames made of unidirectional carbon, or are they woven? Or is it a mix?
It's a mix. Like they'll do unidirectional like on the top,
right,
and then woven in the middle, and then I can't see all the time on the inside, but
you're only seeing where the actual repairs are at, right?
And to me, like the unidirectional carbon is the most pain in the ass to fix, because
I would have thought you would have said it was the other way around.
No.
So why is the unidirectional?
Because once you start cutting into it, it wants to like peel out like all the way down. Other than line of carbon.
So the woven actually kind of stays together.
Yeah, it'll
stop at the next intersection.
Like yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of the unidirectional ones, I have to do the repair a lot farther down than I would with the woven stuff. Yeah.
So
and I mean the design of the bike, as far as your down tubes, your top tubes, if those have a little bit of a curve in them, they're like 10 times stronger than if they're just straight across. So you'll get seat stays and chain stays that have like waves in them, as the design of the frame
on purpose.
Okay. And that has 10 times more strength than what weave you're using, how it's laid down. If it's just a straight seat stay or chain stay,
right,
like those ones break more often
than the ones that are curved.
Yeah. Or have just a slight bow to them. Just adding any kind of curvature to composites that's the key
for strength.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you were building airplanes, things like that, you knew that going into it as far as your, I guess, the engineering and shape.
Yeah.
For strength.
Anytime you can change that straight line and just change it a little bit, like you're taking all the stress off of the entire piece, because now, it's got a wave in it or a slight bend. So it's just like a bridge. Every bridge has a slight
just physics.
Arc
the arc.
You know? So, or like
sounds like physics to me.
Yeah, simple physics.
So our podcasts are a little schizophrenic as they jump all over the place. So we're going to bounce back and forth between both you guys. So, and our listeners seem to be okay with it. So we're gonna go with it. I have a couple questions for you, Paul. I'm curious, where do you get how do you connect with folks that have broken frames? Like, how do you figure that out? Is it because you're plugged into the cycling community, or is it word of mouth, or how does that work?
It's a little bit of everything. One, people are geniuses on the internet now. You can figure out, of course, because people are fixing their own frames, right? They've got the internet. But a lot of people just Google search carbon repair. You get a lot from there. Then we have bike shops.
Okay.
So a good bike shop. Now, there's some good ones for us, and there's some not good ones, because there's a lot of shops out there that will just want to sell you a new bike.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So, you break a $3,000 frame, and we give you a crash replacement warranty on it, which means you're still paying $1,500 for a new bike. If it's $3,000, normally they cut it in half or something like that. So we have the bike shops and the.
So do you guys offer? So we have a lot of relationships, at least in the local area, with the bike shops. Do you guys offer like bike shop pricing? So that they still get a cut as well? Yeah.
So, what they do. So they're making some money on the breakdowns and the rebuilds but there's a margin in it. So say if it's a $500 fix, we'll say this is what we need. If it's a shop,
maybe so you guys would, we don't need to go into specifics here. I don't want to go into that for you guys, but you'll give the shops a little bit of a deal so that they can actually make some margin too. And do you have relationships with all the shops in town?
Yeah. A lot of them. And, some of the good ones are like Tucson and Endurance. That they first, whenever there's a problem, they're good ethics. They don't just try to sell them a new bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine if you broke your collarbone, you're just, let's put a bullet in you, and went, no, we don't. Josh is fine.
He's fine. Let's a little repair on the collarbone.
Send him over to Mike's house. We'll put some resin in there.
But, so you got relationships with the bike shops and with some good ones. Do you have relationships with bike shops outside of Tucson as well?
Yeah. Okay. Yep, we do. And then races, like a lot of times with the races, the gravel races and stuff. With the promoter of the event, we're kind of an add-on, because there's broken bikes in the races. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. You break your bike out to the Belgian waffle ride.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's not go buy a new bike yet. Let's.
So do you guys go out? Do you guys go out to Belgian Waffle and you're there and you have a tent set up or whatever, and you guys talk to folks?
Not too much. It's a lot more. There's a lot of that where you're existing there, but it's more just talking to people,
just word of mouth again.
Word of mouth.
Quite frankly, that reminds me, I need to start making sure I'm wearing some carbon fix shirts and
promoting.
We really don't go hard for the juggler on any kind of business, but we do pretty good. But we should.
Are you looking to scale up? Is that part of your objective?
Yeah, that'd be good, and not just for our business, but just to fix bikes.
Yeah,
to help people.
Yeah, it's really sad when you've got somebody they've got a broken frame in their garage. It's hanging on the rafters, and it's still a great bike.
I think it's super cool from like an environmental perspective too, like that whole like reuse, recycle. If you could fix something that's perfectly good, and outside of the damage, carbon will last for quite some time. Actually, it has a pretty good long shelf life, is my understanding. Right? I mean,
it depends on what resins were used from the factory, but it really doesn't matter if it's 20 years old or what.
Out in the Arizona sun, does the UV have any effect on the carbon and resins in your experience?
It does, but a lot of them are painted, so
the protective coating.
Yeah, that already helps right there. But yeah, I mean, you'll see some yellowing over time if
just discoloration.
Yeah, if they didn't use like a UV.
So the riders like Quinn Simmons that rides 35 hours a week, he may have more problems than your average person because most people's bikes are in the house.
Yeah.
Wait, is that Quinn from Stoked?
No, he rides for Truck Segafredo.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, different. So if they call you, for as an example, Paul, and they're like, hey, I just had a really bad crash. Do I need to send this in for you guys to repair? I mean,
Or do you guys assess via pictures or anything like that?
Yeah,
Pictures. Yeah, the best thing is just have them text or send pictures, and then we could tell quite a bit from that.
Okay, yeah, because sometimes after a crash, you're like looking on a safety check, right? We had a podcast, a couple episodes about that, just to be cautious, right? So are there some things like our listeners can kind of check, like knocking on it, just doing, or is it best just to, hey, reach out to you, Paul, and say, hey, walk me through this. I'll send some pictures, see if it needs to be sent in to you guys.
That's probably the best. Yeah, if you think that you're, again, I know what I know in life, and I never pretend to know more. But if it comes to even I ride a lot, I'm still going to say, Mike,
take a look. He's the expert.
Take a look at it. And like I said, before we started, he fixed our tandem. My wife and I, we crashed at El Tour, and the average, a lot of people they don't think that the bikes. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's safe. And what I always tell them, okay, if you don't want a carbon fix, I'll happily take the frame, and then we'll fix it up, and then give it to somebody that needs a bike.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
have you had anyone take you up on that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's super cool.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you're not going to fix it,
it just goes to the dump.
So yeah. That's really interesting you mentioned that. So multiple times we've had where people are in the community and helping other riders. And so they run into people who are involved either coming up, as a youth riding or coaching type environments. And so Josh, one of his Zens, is spending time in the garage working on bikes. And he texted me the night.
Nice garage.
It's pretty.
We'll show you on the way out.
Yeah.
It's a whole bike shop.
Stable
in my garage.
yeah. And so he's like, hey, I can just tell he's like, I just got to build another bike,
Yeah, so I'm looking for a new bike to build. Right, I typically will build bikes and then give them out to folks that are like underprivileged or whatever, and don't have the opportunity to buy them, so that folks get good kind of bike shop quality bikes to ride that may not have the money to be able to do that. And it's my zen after working all day with my mind. It's nice to do something with my hands where I don't have to stress with all the things that are coming in, and I can just I could just put on some music or a podcast or whatever, or a hockey game, and maybe have a drink, maybe not, but just work on bikes. It feels great.
Yeah,
and it sounds like there's some people that are getting the benefit.
100%.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's probably the biggest takeaway from here. What can you do to give? That's a whole other.
What
podcast.
can you do to give? For sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, I got a question for you. So along the lines of what Mike asked a few minutes ago. So for the longest time, I was carbon averse. Being and our podcast listeners know I'm an overweight cyclist. I'm an active fat guy, and I'm 300 pounds, right? So I break every bike I ride, because I ride them hard. I break bikes, and it doesn't matter what it's made of. It's steel, it's aluminum, whatever. And forever, I was convinced I should never be on a carbon bike because it's going to break. So now I'm riding only carbon bikes, and they don't break. Everything else breaks, but the carbon bike doesn't. But I have out in the garage what you saw was Gorilla Gravity. It's a company in Denver.
Yeah,
and they do a thermoplastic new. But I bought a Blem frame from them because it was like $2,000 off, and they said, "Hey, it's just a cosmetic issue with the frame." So we get it in, and I'll show you when we go back out in the garage. And I look down the top tube, and this is a frame that's built in two pieces and then fused together. And there's a crack right down the top. And I'm like, I read them up. I'm like, hey, you guys said this was just cosmetic. And they're like,
someone sneezed on it.
And they're like, no, it totally is just cosmetic. It is, but we'll take it back and replace it if it's not. Go get it looked at, whatever. So I'm like, I'm going to get it X. I work for a large defense company. I'm like, I'm just going to take it in and get it X-rayed. I'll find out what's going on here. And they said, nah, it's actually the powder coat when the whatever the
seam
adhesive is.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sometimes the powder coat doesn't adhere along that seam, and occasionally we'll get a crack in the powder coat. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know. They're like, just push on it, and if it feels like it's moving, you're fine. So I took.
No,
it.
you're not. Wait,
You guys are laughing, so I think I might be in trouble here.
I think it's that way. If you push on it and it doesn't move, you're fine. Did I hear that?
Yeah, if you push on it and it doesn't move, you're fine.
You're fine.
If you
Okay.
push on it and it moves, you're fine. So I took. I've got a. I don't know if you guys know Chris Crotto. If you've been in the bike scene in Tucson for a while,
Lives around the corner.
Yeah.
so he's got RVBS. So he's our friend, and he's like, if I don't have time to work on it, so I took it to Chris, and he breaks out his pen and he starts tapping on it, and he's like listening for a difference, and it sounds the same over the whole thing, and he's like, "Oh, you're fine."
So let me ask you this:
So what do you think?
why would it crack through the powder coating on the same line that the bike was seamed together at? Because the powder coating doesn't have a mold line to it.
I don't know, man.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying.
Maybe we should have Mike take a
we'll
look
have you,
at it here.
We'll have you take a look, and you can tell me if I got a problem or not. Because yeah,
But that's his baby, so hopefully it's okay.
no,
And if not, I'm sure you can take.
or they'll stand behind it. If there's something
Yeah,
wrong,
that's true.
they'll replace it. I'm not concerned with that.
So,
ahead.
no,
No, you go.
okay. Is it true there's only a few places in the world that really make carbon?
There bikes. There's probably, I'm guessing, but maybe there's 5 factories that. So your Orbea is made in the same place as the felt, and
Okay.
the Trek's made in the same places. So there's not. It's probably like most things that in
Yeah, for
golf clubs,
production
maybe
and that. Yeah.
golf clubs or so. Yeah, so you have Martech in Asia and Taiwan. That when I used to work for another company, and it was interesting, the Pinarellos and all the. So, which always made me scratch my head, is like a Pinarello costs 5 times more, but the same people are making. Are they doing a better job on the Pinarello? And maybe there is a
different
difference.
quality control standards or something like that, right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
That's exactly
there's
what it
not nobody's really. Trek may make some of their frames up in Wisconsin, but I think most
Most are made in
the
the
bikes-
Taiwanese factories, right?
bikes that we see riding up and down the road and the river paths and all that stuff are made probably within 5 different facilities.
Yeah, I remember going through Interbike and like walking, and they had a lot of those manufacturers there. I haven't been to the Taipei bike show or the Eurobike yet, but super interesting to see kind of all the deals and all the manufacturers talking with the actual, the bike brands talking with the manufacturers in Taiwan, mostly in Taiwan, I think.
Yeah.
It's super interesting.
So for you then, Twitch. So how do you like get your
Jesus.
stuff? I mean, you can't just go to Home Depot and get carbon. Yeah, sorry about that.
We should have done something better.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Let's see if we can like pivot off of Twitch.
I
So
will
you're
pivot.
talking about like the carbon fiber
Yeah, like, how do you get-
as the fabric?
Yes, and the epoxies, and how do you know? Yeah,
So that was all like stuff that I learned from when I used to build drones, and then when I had my shop.
This
I
applies to the
sourced
bikes.
Stuff, yeah.
Okay.
I sourced
sourcing.
and we now use nanotechnology, so it's carbon nano technology, and a lot of our repairs are internal. So the wrapping on the outside of the bikes is a no go, because if you wrap carbon on the outside of the frame, you have to sand like 90% of it off just to get it back to the original body lines. So we do most of our repairs internally, adding carbon rods. There's some stuff that I put in there that I learned about when I was building UAVs, and it's very, very, very strong. And
You've got some proprietary methods that you use.
Yeah, we don't want to.
That's the key.
No,
We don't-
Yeah,
Yeah.
get
But-
into the
But
details.
that's why like any repair that I do, like 99% of them is lifetime warranty. I don't care if you sell the frame to 5 other people. If I ever see
let's
that,
back up. 100% of them are lifetime warranty. And
unless I say that I don't want to do it because
right,
it's gonna break again. But yeah, so
But the company's policy, Carbon Fix's policy, is 100% lifetime warranty.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I think we've
It's
had 2
very-
bikes come back, and bikes probably we should. There's a few like he doesn't like working on some of the super light Cannondales. I mean, he could tell you about it. They're just so thin, but they're light.
Yeah.
And
they're just maybe not structurally sound and not good bikes, not good candidates for repair.
Yeah, they split down the seam lines, and it's like you could repair it 10 times, and it's still just going to keep on
happening,
running, you know? So
it's interesting. It goes back to what you said. If it's a super, super, super light bike, less carbon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more. I mean, I don't want to get into any of the proprietary stuff, but I had no idea you were going to go to like nanotechnology.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit more about the repair process and why should our listeners trust you?
So, like I said, doing any repair on the outside of the frame, you're not really getting the strength out of it. And if you do it, you're going to have like a giant, bump
appendage
on the outside of the frame. So basically what I'm doing is obviously all the frames are hollow on the inside. Mm-hmm. So I'm completing that structure on the inside of the frame. And like if you have cables or anything running through the brake area, like I'll install carbon tubes or rods on the inside and run those through the repair. And it all holds the factory body lines, and
so it looks good. I mean, aesthetically as well.
Yeah,
when you're done with the repair.
Yeah, and the repair is stronger than
the original,
what it was from the factory. Yeah.
Are you able to paint it and everything, or do you always kind of see like a little carbon?
No, you don't see carbon or anything. I'll paint match as best as I can.
Sure,
but we have been asked, like, I want a factory finish. I can't do that. Yeah. Like that. That takes, you have to repaint the entire bike, get the
it's not your specialty.
Kit.
Your carbon, that's you stick within your
Do you guys
there.
subcontract that on, or do you do the paint as well?
I do all the paint.
Yep.
But I will get very, very, very close.
But it's not exact.
It's not exact. And
you guys don't claim to be.
It really helps if that's a solid color, like a black bike or a white bike are probably the best. Because we can paint match that perfectly. But if for that really type A person that's got a Colnago C60 with 12 colors in it, and then even if we could, the paint would be
not exact.
6 times as much as the carbon repair, and they'd be scratching their head. Hold on, I went for a carbon repair. Now I'm paying $3,000 for.
Doesn't make sense,
right?
Yeah,
but he makes them look good. They
look good.
Yeah.
And I would imagine folks are like not too sussed about that. Right.
Yeah.
Totally okay with that.
Yep. This is cool. I have so easy. If you've heard any of the podcasts, so I have a friend from Wisconsin. He came down this year to do the 24-hour race with us, in which we took, was it 250th or 125th place?
250th.
So you talk about the guys who have fun riding bikes, not worrying.
That's you.
That's us. Just finishing. Right. We have a good time.
We still rode for 24 hours straight, though.
We did.
We didn't stop.
No one got drunk and missed their lap.
Well, I can't commit to no one got drunk, but nobody missed their lap.
I was going somewhere with that. Okay, so Easy had a friend who just bought a carbon bike. He's a dirt bike guy, and he's trying to get into more pedaling, right? So he got a mountain bike, carbon.
Did he buy one?
Not Easy, his friend.
Okay.
So he rides things very hard. He crashed big time on the carbon bike, and he's scared to ride it now. So it's literally, like you said, Paul, hanging in his rafters.
Is it broken?
He thinks it's broken on the.
Well, I know these guys that do carbon repair.
So I'm going to let Easy know.
We should
tell
have
Ron.
him send a picture.
Yeah, it's just to see because literally it was very sad because he spent a ton of money on that bike. It's his first nice carbon bike. And it's just, it kind of helps people. Like you were going back to what you said, Paul, versus having to restart over the whole shooting match here. So, I'm excited to reach out, let Easy know about that.
Yeah, let's look at his bike for sure.
It doesn't cost much to just take everything off, ship the frame out to you guys in a box of some sort. Is there a good system to shipping?
Let's talk about the logistics of how this works from I broke my bike through the whole process of I talk to you guys, I ship it to you guys, you fix it, you ship it back. What's it cost me on average? I understand it's totally variable to the actual repair, but how's that whole process work for
Paul? Do you need a refreshment, by the way?
Yeah, another one of these Athletic Brewing.
Yeah.
A nice plug for athleticbrewing.com.
Athletic Brewing, yeah. Top shelf right hand corner, buddy, of the mini fridge in there.
So
so someone will call in.
Yep. whether they're local or out of town, and then we'll get pictures.
Yep.
And then we'll assess if it can be fixed, which 99% of the time, yes, we can fix it.
Is it really 99% of the time you can fix it?
Yeah, there was one bike that we was a disaster. This rider from Surprise, Arizona, she called in and says, "Oh, can you fix the bike?" And she sent me pictures, and it looked fixable. Well, turns out when she rear-ended a car,
Oh no!
and the fork pushed all the way up and pushed through with the bearing and everything.
Through the whole headset.
Yeah, so
You'd have to like cut off the top section and replace it. Yeah, that was not repairable.
yeah, go get your crash warranty on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, almost everything is fixable, and it seemed like it's 80% stays. Would you say seat stays or chain stays?
Yeah.
Which are, if you think about it, that's the smallest tubes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, everything's fixable. So 99%. So
Okay, so they give you a call, say, "Hey, here's some pictures. Is this fixable?" You guys are like, "Yep, 99% are fixable."
Yep.
Then what happens?
then they ship it in.
Yep.
The
They bike it. They box it themselves and ship it. Do you guys work with bike flights or any bike shops or anything like that to handle the shipment?
no, well, various ways, but we don't have a specific
Vendor
relationship with. It's like just get it here.
Get it to you
again.
guys.
Back to what you'll find with us, everything is streamlined. If we get too much involved in all these different parts of the business, get us the bike,
Yep.
and we'll fix it.
Yep.
And then depend upon they're all pretty quick. So our turnaround time, and that's one thing that probably sets us apart from the few other bike carbon repair people out there is, I won't mention any names, but some you send and it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to get your bike back.
Yep.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't have 6 to 8 weeks. Granted, I have extra bikes to ride.
We do too.
Yeah,
but I for that reason, because I break bikes, so I have to have multiple bikes. But if I only had one, 6 weeks would be unacceptable.
Right, that would be not good. So typically the fix is done within 3 or 4 days, and then we ship the bike back out. Or if you're local, today I delivered a bike that we had in our possession less than 48 hours.
That's
fat
a
bike.
quick turnaround.
Our first fat bike that we
Yeah, you were telling us about the fat
Yeah.
bike. That's interesting. So you do the carbon fix and the paint and have it cure and everything that fast?
We still say 2 weeks, but
it's typically
2 weeks, but we beat the shit out of that all the
some
time.
buffer.
Yeah.
so. But it's really convenient if you think about not everybody has multiple bikes.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah,
Right.
You.
Yeah.
And me,
No.
actually.
we're lucky.
Yeah.
Hey, so okay, your pricing's on your website, but maybe just for our listeners, tell us a little bit about how your pricing model works.
It all depends upon the repair. So we don't have a standard price for a stay or whatever. And we basically just kind of figure out how many hours we're going to have to put into the repair and go from there. So I'd say our average repair is probably $450.
Okay.
And again, with some of the other guys out there, it could be 900. So someone asked me a few months ago, says, "Well, why is it so cheap, inexpensive?"
Yeah.
It's like, wait, if this is holding us back, we can raise our prices. but it is a business. But at the same time, it's like where sometimes if you do too much giving, like you do with your the kids that you're getting the bikes to, it's like they forget that when anything. So yeah, maybe 650 is our average cost. No, but it really is. We have everything streamlined. We don't have a storefront. We're not paying.
Low overhead.
You got your overhead, no brick and mortar. You got your overhead real low.
Everything's just lean. We keep everything lean. And that's how I live my life. I think Mike does too. You live your life lean. You don't have to work that hard.
Nice.
Oh shit! I got to figure that out. How do you live your life lean? Because I'm working too hard, man.
You live lean, except your bikes.
Yeah, my bike's definitely not lean for sure. All right, so I'd like to hear a little bit about Squad. Tell us about Squad.
Yeah. So Squad was spawned off of another brand called Kuota, Kuota, which was we took the world by storm within the triathlon world. Like in 2 years, there's a bike count in Kona at the Ironman. In 2 years in business, we were the number 2 bike.
I know about Kuota, but you
do.
Yeah.
So
that was you?
Yeah, that was me and Patrice. And so we got lucky. There's a guy I used to race with. He actually beat me at the World Duathlon Championships. His name is Norman Stadler from Germany. And so at this point, I'm not working with quota. And Norman Stadler wins the Ironman on a quota on the bike. So he wins the race on the bike section, just destroys everybody. He could ride. He was amazing. So the combination of Patrice says it was me. I say it was Norman. But, you have all these ingredients, and we just blew up. It was phenomenal.
Right.
But you have to have all those.
Yeah, it's
the stars were aligned.
Right place, right time. Right. Yep.
So in San Diego, I was living in San Diego at the time, and there's a shop called Nitro, and they're a big Cervelo dealer.
Yep.
And a few years into this, Cervelo, we were a thorn in their side. And so Cervelo told Nitro, they said, hey, you know what? We want you to just sell our brand and not quota, and we're going to give you a better price, whatever their deal was.
Yeah.
And so the owner says, hey, Paul, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do a preseason order with you with quota. I said, you sure? Really? With a big smile on my face. He goes, yeah. I said, are you positive? And he goes, yeah. I said, no problem. Shook his hand. Well, over the last year, I'd been sending people in to buy quotas at the shop. They'd turn it into a Cervelo sale. So once they decided not to do quota, we're selling direct. Well before Canyon, anybody. So before you know it, I sold 75 bikes from my garage, and he was mad as a hornet. But it's like,
bro, we had a deal.
Wow.
You backed out.
You did not want to sell quota bikes.
Direct to consumer.
But you have to go through a retailer. No, we don't. I said, you're the only triathlon store in San Diego. So by you not wanting to sell quota, that means that we can't sell bikes in San Diego. So, and of course I was right. And so that, there's this quotas going up and down Coast Highway 101.
Yes. Dude, that's so funny.
So did you sell quota?
Yeah. So, I did all the US sales for quota, and I'm in San Diego. And of course, so that's where everybody, I know everybody there. And, so that's, time goes on, and then squads formed where it's direct to consumer. Because now you're not being handcuffed by a retailer saying they need these terms and this, and they don't pay and this and that.
Distributor and all that stuff.
We can't pay it. We got to pay Specialized and Trek. And okay, good. Now we just do a brand and if it's not going to work for just anybody out there, but if you're kind of tied into a ton of people, it worked out great. I was the number one retailer by the end of the year, and I worked for the company. Wow. So that's how Squad got started and went to the direct. You don't need to sell that many, back to being streamlined and keeping everything lean.
Yeah.
You don't need all that stuff. You don't, because now your margins are greater because.
Yeah. You don't have all the middlemen that are taking their cut.
So that's, and it's great. Then you and one of the coolest things is you actually get to talk to the athletes, because when you say that you're going into Nitro and you're buying your bike or whatever, I never get to talk to you.
Right.
So you don't get feedback on the product.
Just conversation. It's always fun to
human interaction.
Yeah. So
with the athletes.
So it's actually pretty cool that you don't need to sell 8,000 bikes a year now.
Right.
And you have 2 people and a painter and all that stuff. And so it's good. I really like the fact that you're actually talking to the people that's buying the bikes.
Right on. Why did you guys decide to incorporate in Canada versus the United States?
Well, that's where Patrice is from, but I think there's all sorts of benefits of being in Canada.
Right.
Than like all the tariffs and all this stuff. He does all that stuff, but it's
so do you guys sell more in Canada than you do in the United States, or
probably more in
Canada?
Yeah.
So it just made sense for you guys business wise and financially to set up in Canada versus US.
So it's great though when you're selling direct, because you have clubs and teams, and you have all these people that you can go out to, and you have the direct conversation with them. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're a brand, well, now you're hoping that they go into the store and the right store, and then you hope they don't turn it into a Cervelo sale, and you actually sell your stuff.
You have more control of the process.
All right. So the elephant in the room, how many Squad bikes have been fixed by Carbon Fix?
They don't break. Zero. Actually, zero, right?
I haven't fixed one yet.
Not a single one yet.
No, they are breakable. Everything's breakable, but we haven't, We
You guys haven't had a chance to cross stream yet.
Nope.
No, we teach our riders to ride. That's part of the package is we ride delicately.
Ride delicately.
Oh no, I'm kidding. That does have that. Believe it or not, that's how you avoid flats and everything is having vision. This is a whole other podcast to talk about riding bikes. This is we can go on for hours, especially on group rides.
Yeah.
It's just chaos. Nobody's thinking the same stuff and they're not pointing out the 2x4 and the kitchen sink. But yeah, if you think about, there's certain riders that never get flats because they're scanning the road. Of course, sometimes you can hit a screw or something.
Yeah.
But,
So it's a whole different world to ride in a Peloton versus how we ride. As mountain biking, right?
Right.
Yeah. I hear my nephew is an up and coming road racer.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's going to end up being a domestique at some point, maybe even something bigger than that in Europe.
Can I ask his name?
Brady Hogue. 14 years old.
I think I may have just heard about it.
Yeah, he just took 6th at New Mexico in Silver City.
Yeah, he's in Silver City right now doing some type of 4-day
Tour of the Gila.
Yeah, exactly.
He's there right now. And he's blowing up, but he tells me about the shootout. He's moved up from the old man shootout to the
regular shootout.
I'll
see him tomorrow morning. Oh no, I won't.
He's racing, but you'll see him next week, I'm sure. But he's 14 years old. It's crazy for a 14-year-old to be in that, and he stays up at the front.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
That's great. What kind of bike is he, so I can keep my eye out?
Boy, that's a great question. Let me get back to you that. I don't know exactly what bike he's got. And the only reason I don't know what bike he's got is because every time I see him, he's got a new bike. I can't keep track of it.
And what's his name?
Brady Hogue. Hogue.
Yeah. So PT, how far did you get? You said you were second in the world for the
duathlon. I was fourth. Two other guys got by me too. So I started off as a runner when I was 10 years old, and I was horrible at everything. You throw me a ball and I jumped. Mm-hmm. And when I was 10, I discovered running as Pop Warner football, and you had to run laps before and after practice.
Right.
I would kill everybody. And as a kid, everything's a race, right? It's not like everybody. And so I ran competitively from age 10 all the way through college. I went to University of Arkansas, which, look it up, it's the most dominating NCAA program of any sport ever.
Really?
Yeah, 42 national champions, 43, I think.
I never would have guessed.
Wow. Yeah.
Although I do want to go to Bentonville. Have you been to Bentonville?
Yeah. It's they've really done the Walton family.
Amazing stuff there. That's Walmart, right? We were talking about that last podcast. Mm-hmm.
So then I transitioned into duathlon, run, bike, run. Yep. And then as my first year as the U.S. Pro Champion, I was 4th at the World Championships, and had fun with that. I had kind of rose to the top quite quickly, probably too quick, actually. Then it's kind of like the low carbon repair costs. Oh, well, there's no value. This wasn't even hard. So then I went to work, and then in 2008, my wife and she went to law school here.
Right. In Tucson?
And this was the only place she had good health her whole life. She lived in Chicago, Japan, everywhere. So I said, let's move back to Tucson.
Just the temperature and like the climate was good for her.
Climate, whatever. So we moved back here, and then I said, you know what? I've been working full gas with quota and all this stuff for years. And I said, I want to become athletic again. I mean, I wasn't a sloth. I wasn't, 250 pounds or anything. But then I just start riding and riding and riding. And then I start bike racing at age 40. And then in my first year, I did Tour of Utah, Tour of the Gila, and the pro race. And so even though I'm the oldest, I'm the least experienced in terms of racing.
Right.
So, but I had fun. I've won Valley of the Sun as a pro when I was 43 years old. Do you know what that race is?
I do, up in Phoenix.
Yeah. So I've had fun doing all of it. Now we're doing some graveling. But I've never been the kill or be killed racer. I just like to be at the races. I like the whole process. But so it's been fun. I don't think anything of it. But I guess
it's still fun for you.
Yeah. And I just like to ride, and like during the pandemic and everybody kind of stopped. No, you ride more now.
Yeah. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Like I had been out of mountain biking, and like we got back into it in a major way. So
that was a great time for business for us too, because the pandemic gave everybody time to, now I can get my bike fixed, because we really don't have a downtime in Tucson, right?
No, we ride. There's no time. We ride 24 hours.
It's not like Boston or Minneapolis where your bike's, sitting in the garage for.
That's someone calling with a broken bike.
It could be business.
It is actually.
So you mentioned that you have your other job just to keep active.
Yeah.
So how come have you spent time on on a good bike? You
How are we
going
to get you How are we going to get you
two
riding,
wheels,
bro?
man.
That's like one of our side goals is to get more people out on the trail.
Josh's thing. He got me into riding.
You want to come ride with us, man?
Yeah.
You want to? Let's do it, man.
I'm down.
Your clothes don't have to match your bike. You can ride with us. It's okay.
Baggies, you do with baggies, camo.
You can ride that.
The last cargo shorts.
The guy that we published his podcast this week, he's like a underground punk rock kind of. He doesn't like when we call him punk rock, but like DIY guy.
Or Twitch.
But he's got or Twitch, right? He doesn't like that. But he's got this. He just bought this $10,000 Crux, a specialized gravel bike, right? And he rides with jorts and
it's a style.
t-shirt, flat pedals.
Wow.
And he goes around and he scopes out empty pools to ride his BMX bike on in this $10,000 Crux. And so people keep taking pictures of him and putting them on like the stolen bike websites. Like this guy, he's all tattooed out like this guy stole this bike. And he's like, no, I didn't steal this bike. It's my bike. I bought it. I promise. I just don't fit the mold. So yeah, you can come ride with us, man.
Hey, can I say something on stolen bikes?
Go for it.
Yes.
So in Tucson, we have the Stolen Bike Facebook page, right?
Yep.
Here's something for everybody out there. These guys probably aren't that dangerous, but when you see somebody that writes, oh, look, if anyone's missing a Specialized S-Works, Venge, I saw this guy on Craycroft and Broadway. What I do, and I've recovered bikes, and I have no skin in the game because they're not my bikes, but when I see somebody that's riding a bike and you're pretty clear, when they're
like the Phantom riding a $10,000 Crux wearing shorts. And, this is the point, right? Like this doesn't match. Right?
Yeah, I've literally said, hey, you know what? I know you didn't steal this bike. I know for sure you didn't but that's my bike. And they just hand it over.
When you say it that way, I know you didn't steal this.
Mm-hmm. You've taken the pressure
right,
off
exactly. And they'll just hand it over to you, hey?
Yeah. I've had bikes ripped off too. And when I went to go collect my bikes, it was posted on OfferUp and Facebook and all that stuff. When I meet them to I'm going to buy the bike, I just give them $80. I said, man, I know you didn't steal this bike, but I do this for a living. Do I really do it for a living? No. You want to make them feel sorry for hold on, man. You look old as dirt, man. But no one's ever questioned me on it.
Well, that's awesome.
But anyway,
that's a good technique actually, because this comes up every few podcasts about stolen bikes. It's a thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you like what we know. So I had a expensive Ellsworth. I don't know if you heard that brand, but had an Ellsworth stolen from my garage here. And my wife had left no offense, Lacey, but she had left the garage open. And then they there's like 40 bikes out there and they take the Ellsworth, of course, right? They take the most expensive bike, but,
Hightower.
No, it was, oh my God, I can't even remember the name of it now. Hightower Santa Cruz, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
But that's close. But it's still California, right? It's pretty close. Right. Anyways, I'm going to remember, Epiphany is the name of the frame.
You just had one.
Yeah, I had an Epiphany. And Epiphany no was the name. Yeah. So it was Ellsworth Epiphany was the frame. Actually, they just came back, new bike brand, Ellsworth, but at the ICT suspension. Anyways, what we learned from the police was that they drive around and they know where all the high-end bikes are. And they do two things. They have these clickers that will run through all of the
garage codes
and will open any garage door. And then they also look for open garages, and they know where all the high-end bikes are, and they just drive this. They just drive this route, and then if they see an open garage or if it looks empty, they hit the clicker, they open the garage, they run and get the bike, and that's how they steal them.
The police do, or the thief?
The thieves. The police are telling us their MO.
Yeah.
Which one's which?
So a couple things, right? Like close your garage, and the second thing is I've installed a kill switch on my garage door, and it's like a $10 thing, the plug for the garage door, I have a remote that turns it off. So you can't, the remote
override
from outside doesn't work.
There's no locks on the bottom? like slider locks.
Yeah, so you could do that as well.
That was on Shark Tank.
Yeah, and when
By the way, that idea.
when we leave the house for more than a minute, I'll put physical locks in so they can't come jimmy it up. But they're really just driving around, hitting the button, looking for the garage to open. And if I've got the kill switch, garage isn't going to open. They'll just drive right past my house because they're not looking for a problem. They're trying to get an easy grab.
Yeah.
So there's your public service announcement for it. All right, guys. So carbonfix.com, carbon-fix.com, carbon-fix.com,
Yep.
and squad
cycles.com.
Anything you guys want to leave, Mike, Paul, you want to leave our listeners with?
I do. Nothing to do with Carbon Fix or nothing to do with Squad.
Punk rock, go for it.
We have a big problem. We have a lot of ego on the planet, correct?
Yeah.
Especially with cyclists, especially with motorists. There's a big clash. And there's certain things, again, we could go on for hours and hours. But when I ride, sometimes I'm not even the best conversationalist like in groups because I'm looking, I could be 10 bikes back and I can see the piece of rebar on the ground before pointing it out before the people in the front. I don't want you to crash. I don't want nobody to crash.
Right.
But then there's the thing with motorists, eye contact, smile.
Yeah.
Because there's this
Tension.
There's the tension. This is my road. No, this is my road. But as soon as you make eye contact and give them a thumbs up, maybe they pull out a little too far.
Yeah.
Instead of giving them the fingers, you just, hey, I see you, you see me.
Give them some grace.
Yeah.
And a lot of problems go away in this. I mean, we could go on and on. And even
That's a great point.
In riding out on roads and you hear a car, especially if you're out in the middle of them, out on Mission or Sandario or wherever you're at, wherever you guys live. We're talking Tucson. This
podcast goes all over the world, but it doesn't matter. It's the same concept.
Out of the country more.
Yeah, but you hear a car and they're 75 meters behind. I'd give them a thumbs up. It's amazing how much
grace they'll give you.
Space.
They'll and then they give you a wave. So cool. All of a sudden you just made a friend. You broke the barrier with that motorist.
Yep.
And you know who really wins?
Everybody.
Not me. The cyclist 2 miles up the road.
Oh yes, who doesn't do that?
Right, but there's this thing we're holding. I have a friend, good friend. Gates Passes, you guys know where it is. It's a kind of a twisty climb.
It's kind of west side of Tucson, big climb, real narrow road. Yeah. Lots of cyclists like to ride it. Lots of motorists like to ride it. Great vistas and views.
So my friend, I said, hey, let's just single up here. He goes, no, the law says this. And I said, I don't care about the goddamn law. I want to live. So you ride wherever you want. I'm going behind you. And I think it's just having some emotional intelligence and actually showing courtesy. And it's amazing, whether if it's bike, cyclist, motorist, opening a door for somebody. It's
most people
to
will
create a little harmony instead of friction.
Yeah.
But I just think everyone actually, they all say they want to be treat people as you do to others. But we're making we have all the cyclists out there, but if everybody kind of pitched in and actually gave a little peace sign,
thumbs up, eye contact, peace sign, thumbs up versus the hatred.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to do if you think about it, right?
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah,
and it works because I've videoed it. I've had a GoPro and I'm not going to give any signal to this car. Boom, comes. It doesn't buzz you, but
you've done some experiments here, and done some research to see what the response is.
It's absolutely incredible that just by giving acknowledgement, people just want to be acknowledged.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
We're getting deep now.
That's super deep. All right, Mike, top that, bro.
I already said I was going to go ride with you. So,
all right, that's
I like it.
That's all good. Yep. No, seriously, you got any final thoughts for us, man?
I mean, I don't know.
Fix your bike. Don't buy a new one.
Yeah.
And if you want to fix it, send it to carbon-fix.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. And airplane wings.
Less
he can still do those too.
Airplane wings, yeah.
Drones, he can do it all.
Hey guys, thanks for spending some time with us on Friday night. We appreciate your time. Appreciate you. I know our listeners learned some stuff, and thanks a lot, man.
Thanks for Athletic Brewing and the company.
You bet.
Thank you.